clock, waiting about 10 to 15 seconds, we're going to kick off. Eventually gets the game underway, does Elliot Swallow. Forest Green going from left to right, a bit of breeze, you would have heard Steve Cottrell talking about, as obviously go down the right hand side. Chicks have a bit of a stumble there in the luscious grass. The pitch is looking beautiful today, by the way, freshly watered, the sun out, a bit of growth as well, I'd imagine. It's relatively mild for Forest Green, only got the 3 layers on as Woking play it along the back. Forest Green having the sun behind them. The sun's probably going to be the worst of the elements to start with. It's in the eyes of Will Jaskalainen, the Woking keeper. The wind is behind Forest Green, so very much got the elements in their favour, both the wind and the sun behind them, as they win themselves a throw in the Woking half.
It's coming directly into our faces at the moment. I think there's a sort of diagonal element to this. It's coming from the changing room corner, for those of you who know your new lawn.
Woking playing some free football on the ground at the moment, looking to go past the Forest Green defence. They play a ball down the right hand side. Walker keeps the ball on, puts a first time ball into the box as the unmarked Lewis is there, takes a touch, looking to get a shot away, plays it across goal, and there's an important touch there for May just to nip the ball away from the Woking strikers trying to get a ball in. Quigley's getting his shirt horrendously pulled, and Steve Cottrell's making sure the referee and 4th official sees that.
And the 4th official says nothing doing.
But yeah, his shoulder was on display, the amount the shirt was being tugged.
I am dumbfounded by that, because that looked pretty clear. A couple of moments before that, Denon Lewis, really clever movement at the back post, just pulled away before the cross came in, and Manny Osadebe thought he had him marked, and he just created himself some space. It was a long, deep, lofted cross, and Lewis was able to get on the end of it, and Forest Green were able to snuff out the opportunity and clear to Quigley, who got nothing out of the referee.
Osadebe playing us right back again today.
Yeah, he provided good energy on Tuesday, and maybe slightly more athletic than Long.
It's not his natural position. He's creating a few dog legs you see now, just not necessarily in line with Idris next to him, as Woking play the ball down their right hand side. Thankfully it just went away from Matt Waugh, because he was a touch away from having the ball in the penalty area. Not too many men around him, but it goes off for a Forest Green goal kick. You go back to that Quigley shirt point. I know you don't want to set precedent too early, does the referee Elliot Swallow, but it doesn't mean that you can just get away with whatever, and he was getting his shirt horrendously pulled.
Yeah, what we don't know is if Quigley also had hold of the defender's shirt, Mazionis, and if there was sort of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other that we couldn't see on our blind side. Quigley had Mazionis' shirt and vice versa. We only saw Quigley's shirt being pulled, and it's also the timing of, if you pull someone's shirt first of all, he pulls your shirt, and then you let go of his, then it's one of those difficult ones for officials.
McAllister with a great touch trying to find Quigley. Quigley storming on forward. Let's find McAllister on the right hand side, but it goes off for a goal kick, and applause all around. The Woking fans happy with the defence, Forest Green fans happy with the attack there. Quigley and McAllister also linking up really well. The ball's allowed to bounce, and Quigley immediately went on top of it. Woking taking this goal kick, looking to take it short, and they do so, going down the left hand side. Finds Chickson, back to the defence, quickly turning the press on, as is McCormick, who almost got the ball through, and that was a well-timed press on Forest Green. He went forward at the same time as McCann and Fleming, but the other end of the pitch, Osadebe trying to do some defensive work. He's again allowed to get the ball bounced, but he wins himself a throw-in. Sorry, wins himself a free kick there. The referee's blown up as he gets pulled to the floor, but that was well disciplined with Forest Green going forward, because it was a big if, of course, Forest Green did win it back. There were numbers in and around them. Yeah,
and Rovers have got that determination to get back. They do commit bodies forward, but also they know they have got to get back. Manny Osadebe did a great job just to get his body in the way, win the free kick. But McCormick so close to actually nipping in there, and Forest Green would have. When you win the possession high up, you don't have too many defenders to get past to get yourself a goal scoring opportunity, and there's the benefit of the high press working. If you can win it there, fantastic.
Quickly, one on the flick on then, finally throwing down his left hand side. Forest Green got a throw, but no long throw options today. No Knowles or Tozer, both on the bench. I'd take it short. Robson finds Fleming, gets another throw. I could see that Quigley and Fleming linking up well. Quigley with the flick on.
They're pretty interchangeable, and good luck having to distinguish between them.
As a throw for Forest Green, Robson to take, finds McCann, takes a touch away from goal. He's being pressed by 2 Woking players. Looking to win the ball back. Half chance of break, but it goes off for a Forest Green throw.
Elsewhere in the Six Nations, Wales 13, Ireland 10 at half-time. Not what was in the script, and 3 successful kicks in that for Gloucester's Gareth Anscombe. 2 penalties and a conversion.
McAllister searchable by May on the right-hand side. Goes off for a throw about 20 yards in front of McAllister. Talking of rugby, good territorial kick right by the corner flag.
Did it bounce just before it went into touch?
Knowles is on the bench today, sitting behind an angry Steve Cottrell. I'm not sure what he's angry with, but certainly shouting something.
There's a football match on, it's his default position.
There's a wire in the day, it's his default position as the ball bounces over Harris to Innes. Plays it back quickly to Moores, like his keeper. Takes a touch and plays it long. Quickly offside, doesn't go for it. Harris, of course, playing against his old club. And game settling down now, 6 minutes gone. It's Forest Green 0. Woking 0. Woking with the best chance in the first 6 minutes, and Lewis got into a decent position, put the ball across goal, and May did well to intercept and clear. Woking playing well though, probably a bit more possession. Got the ball in their own half now. Play it aerially to the left hand side, looking for Lewis with another good touch, controls it and plays it to the O'Black and Chickson, who can't get past Ryan Innes, who plays it back to Osadebe. He's under some pressure and has the support of McAllister, who clears for a throw though. And they're targeting a bit, I think, Osadebe. They're looking quite threatening. They're Woking down their left, Forest Green's right.
Yeah, he didn't look uncomfortable on Tuesday night. Manny Osadebe did a very good job then. But whether Woking saw something that Ebbsfleet couldn't quite exploit, who knows?
Mazonis doing well to find his teammate of Beautyman in the Forest Green half. He passes it to Lewis again, to the unmarked Akinola. Forest Green camp behind the ball here. They've got all 11 players behind. They've been told to go up by their manager, and they of course respond. And Gorman goes down the right hand side. The ball bounces over Robson. Can Woking keep the ball on? They can. Through Beautyman. Goes off for a corner to Woking. Innes and Harry's linking up well to take the ball off Woking. But for Woking's first corner.
Well, at the moment, Woking haven't come to sit back and defend, have they?
No, they haven't.
They've been willing to get spells of possession, take it into the Forest Green half, commit men forward, and Forest Green are having to get 11 men behind the ball. And at the moment, all 11 men are inside their own penalty area.
They're defending this corner. Woking pushing every outfield player apart from Chickson forward. It's well spread out in the penalty box. As the corner gets taken in on the Woking right. The wind blowing the ball away from goal. Eventually the ball gets played in towards the far post, and Forest can get the first touch away, but it wasn't a convincing clearance. Goes back to the corner taker, who plays it to the unmarked Ward into the air. It might have a shot, but it well blocks that from Forest Green. I think it might be Fleming who got the block in. There's actually Jamie Robson.
Yeah, it was a poor first touch by Ward, wasn't it? And Robson saw the opportunity.
Searching ball from Woking, goes over everyone, past Osadebe, who leads it for a goal kick. Another applause on the Forest Green defence, who absorbed that pressure.
And that was good by Manny Osadebe, wasn't it? You know, saw the ball was going to have enough pace to go whistling through for a goal kick. Made sure he got his body in the way of him and Lewis. And you know, you've highlighted that he's been pressured a little bit. Well, hopefully that'll do his confidence some good if he was feeling the heat at all.
Forest Green go along, looking for quickly. A bit wind assisted. He can't win the flick on. He's being marked by Mazonis, who is a few inches taller than him. Probably might even be taller than Ryan Innes. So not many players who fall into that category. So it's on the ball now in his own penalty area, looking to play the ball forward. It'll pass straight out from Akinola in front of Steve Cottrell.
Steve Cottrell, great reactions. Put a foot out to stop the ball going further down the touchline, and Denon Lewis then kicked it to where it was going to go. Steve Cottrell thought about appealing, but saw none of the officials had actually spotted it. Lewis should be in the book for that.
Forest Green building up from the back through Fleming and Harris as well. Just passing back to Ryan Innes. Back to Osadebe. They're pushing further up the field. Fleming wants it on the left-hand side. Quickly's in the middle. Goes back to Morzak, the lonely keeper from Liverpool. McCann back to Ryan Innes. Eventually goes long. Quickly to Quigley. Then gets out-jumped by Mazionis.
Yeah, Mazionis' arms were up very high into the back of Joe Quigley before the jump. And home fans didn't like that. They saw it. Officials didn't consider there to be a foul.
Osadebe finds Harris, who plays it long. Looking for McAllister, who's onside, but just goes over the top of him, off for a throw to Woking. And you can hear the appeals around us. They thought it, for Forest Green fans, and Steve Cottrell thought it came off a Woking player. The call for Steve Cottrell was block them in, because the throw is literally right by the corner flag, and the wind is going into Woking's faces. So they've gone for territory at Forest Green.
Well, I wondered why Carl McAllister didn't gamble on that, because normally he does, and he didn't gamble because he thought the Woking defender was getting a touch on it, and then he was amazed to see that the throw didn't go his way. So he was closer to it than we were, but I thought it went a couple of inches over the defender's head.
11 minutes gone, still Forest Green 0, Woking 0 here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. A sunny Nailsworth. I feel that spring's in the air.
Feels like it's not a million miles away. I'm not going to venture as far as to say it is spring yet.
Don't venture look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. There's weather warnings around Gloucestershire for the wind and rain, but we'll just focus on today.
Steve Cottrell won't mind those because they haven't got a game tomorrow and it's not a training day. Elsewhere, Fylde 1-0 up at Altrincham, and Barnet winning 1-0 at Rochdale. Gateshead 1-0.
As McAllister intercepts and storms on through, got Quigley in the penalty area as well. Goes himself, looks to find Quigley, but it gets blocked for a corner. Good work from Forest Green, and McAllister pouncing on the area there from Woking.
Tamworth 1, Southend 0, and Halifax 2-0 up at York after 10 minutes. Opportunity here for Forest Green. If York drop points and Forest Green win today, go back up to second. Lots of ifs and buts, but with Barnet also winning already. Forest Green travel to York in a couple of weeks' time. 5:30 kick-off. Listen to commentary, of course, on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Forest Green have their first corner here after 12 minutes. May to take. Woking with every man back, clipped towards the far post. Quigley's getting a shirt pull, looks fine right in. He wins the free header. It goes a yard wide of goal. Fleming was on the floor there, and Ryan Innes was pointing at him. Now maybe got a bit of shove on the back. Quigley certainly had a bit of contact with his shirt again. Durable Quigley shirt, the bamboo shirt the Forest Green wear. It certainly is getting a bit of tension on him today. McAllister again pounces on a Woking error, plays it to Quigley. McCormick on the right hand side, has space. Goes back to Osadebe. Initial momentum's gone, but Forest Green got numbers forward. May being one of them at the edge of the area. Looks to go past his man, but he can't, and gives away a free kick instead. Just trying to tap it forward to Quigley. Not quite sure I may managed to give away a free kick there unless he handled the ball on the floor, because he'd slipped and gone to ground, and I'm not sure there was a foul on his opponent. His opponent just sort of stopped because he had to go around Adam May. Well, strange officiating.
Steve Cottrell's turned the press on the last couple of minutes, and it's worked for Forest Green. You can see that they're pushing advance up the pitch now. Woking the one to put us the ball around them there, and they're in the Forest Green half. May wins the ball back cleanly this time, but Woking get the second ball forward. Innes wins the first header, but this will be brought down by Woking and Walker for the second ball. And Forest not really challenging him. He falls to the floor and wins himself a free kick. And he was certainly looking for that, and he got it. Made a perpetrator. It's a free kick for Woking. Probably about 37 yards out, maybe not shootable, but especially wind against them. But Dave Gorman's standing over the ball.
Yeah, I think it was one of those where Lewis Walker was shaping to go one way and waiting for a defender's leg. It was Adam May, wasn't it, who so back just in front of the defence to stick a leg out, trying to come round that side or to block that side, and then just turned to go that way and sort of almost threw himself over a leg. Threatening position, quite deep.
Gorman to take, and imagine he'll clip it into the penalty area. Might have a powerful shot. He does clip it wide, and it goes into the 6-yard box. Really good swirling free kick, and Forest getting the blocks in. Eventually McCann clears, and Woking Might get another ball forward. They clip it to the left-hand side, over-clipped over Jixon off for Forest Green throw. Again, the defence is being well applauded by the Forest Green fans around us.
Yeah, you can see a threatening ball going into the penalty area and you deal with it. Rovers won the first header. It came out to Matt Ward and you could see him thinking about winding up for the wonder volley on his right foot, and fortunately for Forest Green, he thought better of it. Rovers able to get it away properly.
15 minutes gone. McAllister getting his shirt pulled and he wins a slip of a free kick, and Cottrell frustrated there because I think he's happy to win the free kick, but that was nowhere near as much as his shirt was pulled from Quigley a couple of times in this first quarter of an hour.
I don't know, it was more blatant though. It was at the back of the shirt rather than over the shoulder, which you could say was just wrestling.
McAllister takes the free kick quickly, so Robson's blocked on the right hand side, dip to the 6-yard box to Quigley, shot back to goal, second one to shot and forces a save from Yaskalainen for Forest Green's best chance of the game.
Yeah, it was a difficult one for Joe Quigley. He couldn't get the amount of power onto it. There was a bounce, and it did bounce up, but Will Yaskalainen was equal to it. It was one of those that it was a sort of half chance because of the ball that was played in, and it was played a little bit behind him, but brighter from Forest Green.
Harry Skate, an important block in, off for a Woking throw. Quite an exciting game actually.
It's
quite
not
open,
bad.
both teams going for it. It's still goalless. Cottrell looking for the ball, and he needs the fourth official to give them a new one as the ball bounced over the stand here. Woking play the ball back into their own half to Odesina, who's been strolled about 20-30 yards and plays the ball down to the right hand side. Woking put the ball into the penalty area, punched by Morzak, and it's gifted back to Woking, and another double save from Morzak, really scrambling in, and he gets the ball clutched onto the floor, but it was pinballing around him, Innes and a Woking player was dead trying to get a touch onto it, and I can say it was an error from Morzak, but his punch before that was gifted into the path of Lewis, who put the ball back into the 6-yard box.
Well, I think it was a somewhat mishit cross, which might have been going in, and obviously you play the percentages for your positioning in that sort of situation, and his positioning was good enough that he could get to the direct shot, and then a double save on the floor from Harry Beautyman, and good brave stuff. Ryan Innes in there as you'd expect as well, and between them they managed to keep it out.
Puts the ball into the area, blocked from Forest Green. Playing good football there with Woking to find Ward on the right hand side. So for Woking's second corner. And Morzak, almost convincing of punches before, but then he did well to bravely snuffle out any sort of danger in his 6-yard box.
I mean, it's one of those, if you're going behind you as a goalkeeper, you don't need to punch it. You punch when it's in front of you, or when you can get distance and you can meet the ball. He was having to deflect it there away, and that's why it sort of carried on off out to the back stick. And also, if you're deflecting it away, the pace of the ball, that's always going to take it out wide anyway. And what you want to do is get it as far away from your goal as possible.
Corner to Woking. Their second. Forest Green, every man back. Referee's keeping an eye on the pushing and shoving in the penalty area. Woking taking their time playing it in. They do so now. They're again swinging to the 6-yard box. Innes heads clear. But with Woking every man back, with Forest Green every man back, it means that Ward can put another ball forward. Looking to find Ward and makes the overlapping one, puts the ball across goal, and Morzak snuffles it at his near post and does well to do so. There's a player down for Woking. Seems to be in a bit of trouble then. Does the Woking player on the right hand side?
I think it's Matt Ward, isn't it? Probably from putting the cross in, he's probably carried on into the advertising hoardings behind the goal.
He's off the pitch, I think. But
he might have rolled back onto it.
But he's looking in a bit of pain. He's going to get some treatment from the physio.
Brave goalkeeping though by Fabian Mrozek. Low cross in, and what so many goalkeepers do is either they don't dive, they certainly don't dive out into amongst feet where people can be coming in to try and get a touch on the ball. They'll dive across their goal. Mrozek actually dived out towards his 6-yard line, that's the brave dive for goalkeepers, because then you're actually intercepting the cross rather than just trying to make a barrier for any shot. That's brave stuff from Fabian.
Referee's trying to restart the game. Forest Green, most of the players are getting a bit of a team talk from Steve Cottrell. Robson and Fleming having a bit of a chat, not getting some fluids in. Woken in a bit of a huddle as well. I think he is off the pitch at the moment.
Yeah, I think he is Warden.
So the game can restart. Will we start with a drop ball?
We don't. Yes, we do need to, don't we? Because it didn't go off for a goal kick.
Referee pointing at something. I think Woking just deciding how to reorganise at the moment, as they're currently down to 10. Forest Green should, sportingly or not, maybe make the most of this whilst Woking are down 2-10. They haven't. They passed the ball poorly to Ryan Ennis, who's done well to keep the ball on, and finds Oster Davey, who finds the unmarked May. He's got a bit of space in front of him, spreads it to McCann, so on his own half to Robson. Might be some movement on the Woking bench, you know. Not sure he's going to be able to continue. It's Ward, as Forest Green have a throw. Woking don't get the ball back. They know they're currently down to 10. He's still getting some treatment, is Ward. He's sat up. The Woking bench looking towards the physio. Woking wanting to carry on, but I think the paperwork's been given to the fourth official, and he's going to be hobbling off, is Matt Ward, as Forest Green look to go over the top to find Quigley. He takes a tumble as he's marshalled by Odesina. He's going towards the change rooms, is Ward, so Woking ready to make a move on the bench.
Yeah, Junior Moray's the man who's going to be coming on for Ward, who's been bright, hasn't he, Matt Ward?
He has been, yeah, as Forest Green clear into the sheep field behind the West Terrace, where the Woking fans who travel in numbers, I'm going to say about 200 of them have made the trip down south. Yeah, no.
It's more across though, isn't it? I mean, Woking's in Surrey.
Yeah, across and down. South of the M4, down to Woking. Yeah, they wouldn't call themselves proper southerners, down the coast, like your Eastleys.
They probably had to come up. We're north of the M4, aren't we?
Yeah. We're 21 minutes gone, approaching midway through in the first half. Woking pass it on the back. They've not made that sub yet, so they're going forward with 10. Innes leaves it for Walker, who's onside. Who's looking for support deep in the Forest Green half. It comes in the shape of Akinola. Plays it wide to Gorman. They're not the best ball, but it does well to recover Zodicina. Play to the right hand side, Woking holding on to possession while they're down to 10. Ball into the box, easy into the hands of Mortar. Takes the bounce and watches it well. And there's no options quickly for him. Ryan Ennis, he might bowl it to, and he does, still in his own penalty area. Forward to May. Forest Green inviting the press from Woking, but they haven't responded. And McCann in his own half. The shadows are getting longer behind Forest Green. Woking defending, looking into the sun. Forest can go forward there. Offside! As Fleming timed this run a bit too early. That means that Woking will be able to make that change. Royce coming on.
Substitution for Woking in the 23rd minute.
Back up to 11.
Replacement number 20, Junior Morales.
Morales, let's see where he's going to go in. Is he going to go into that same position as Ward in the middle? I think he is, behind Walker. Referees puts his hand up for the indirect free kick to Woking. Cottrell continuing to shout instructions. Neil Ardley more quiet, sat on his bench.
Yeah, you'd imagine he's been pretty happy with the way that his team have been playing so far.
Yeah, best chance of Forest Green come from Quigley. McAllister finding him in the penalty area. But Woking probably have the more chances. More's that pretty busy, the two keepers. Jaskalainen in his own half, being charged down by Quigley, but plays it forward and straight up for a throw. That's well kept on. No, it's not. It goes out. The assistant referee on the far side waves his flag. And it's been an entertaining game so far.
I think the wind's actually changed because it's now coming from our right. It's coming from the Nimbsfield Road end at the moment. It really is swirling around here today. And then occasionally it'll drop and you'll just play in complete stillness for a while.
Fleming doing well on the right hand side, linking up with Robson. Just gets the ball nipped away from him. Woking look to pounce on it as the Forest Green getting back into position. Woking sit on the ball, which allows Forest Green to track back. Akinola on it. Played through Chickson on the left. First time ball to the unmarked Beautyman. Plays it forward. Forest Green a free kick. Let's take it quickly. The ironic cheers from the Forest Green fans as McCann wins a second free kick in about 5 seconds. The ironic cheers continue. The sun just coming underneath the stand here, so...
You thinking about the cap?
The cap's going to be coming on, I think, for the first time this year. As Innes plays it forward. Looking for Quigley. It goes over the top of Quigley and it goes off for a goal kick to Woking. Games has gone a bit disjointed the last few minutes. Probably since that sub to Woking. Just trying to reorganise and force and keep an eye on how they're lining up. Still goalless here after 25 minutes. Same scoreline at Bodney Parade. Last we heard, where Forest Green's rivals Cheltenham in League 2 are playing against Newport. Osadebe putting a press on and wins himself a free kick from an error from Beautyman.
Elsewhere, York have got one back at home to Halifax. York 1, Halifax 2. Hartlepool 1-0 up at Aldershot. Altrincham have equalised at home to Fylde. 1-1 there. Still Rochdale 0, Barnet 1. Solihull 0, Gateshead 1. And Tamworth 1, Southend 0 in the National League.
Ennis in his own half back to Morzak. To Harris. He's being charged down and almost gets the ball nicked off him from Walker. Wins off a free kick. Walker fouling him.
Heather's also been in touch to tell me that Halifax's goals both came in the first 3 minutes.
Wow.
What a flying start that was by the Shaman.
York conceding 5 goals in a game and a bit. Losing 3-0 to Barnet on Tuesday night.
In the Southern League Division 1 South, Bishop's Cleeve 2-0 up at home to Helston.
Ennis in his own half. Osadebe makes a run, but Ennis doesn't see it, and he plays it. Eventually does play it forward. Osadebe looking for McCormick. He wants the ball quickly, but it's gone into the director's box. It's been thrown back, I think, from one of the Woking directors. From Dale Vincent, over to his left-hand side. Osadebe with the throw on the halfway line. Wins up another throw. He's just a bit static in front of him. McCann's unmarked in the middle if he can find him. Quigley works hard to shrug away from his man and get the ball. And wins off another throw. He does. Forest Green just getting the yardage. McAllister throws it back to Osadebe. Cottrell shouting instructions to him. It's not subtle, is it? He's not, some managers like to whisper and try and do a few signs or anything. The whole ground can hear what Steve Cottrell's saying. Woking will get it thrown back. And the clearance comes off Osadebe, who continues to get instructions shouted in from Cottrell. Yaskalainen.
I suppose the surprise is if they either ignore or they do what Steve Cottrell tells them to do, isn't it?
A brave man to ignore him.
Absolutely.
Ennis gets the ball back from Forest Green on the halfway line, finds May. Osadebe to McCann, who's found a bit of space, does well with his first touch and his second towards McAllister. Can he get past his man? He's going to be ushered out for a goal kick, and McAllister gives away a foul. And how did he drag down the big defender there? Did McAllister taking down Mazionis, and he was ushering the ball out for a goal kick. And the free kick.
You see, if they could make one change to the rules of football, which, they've looked at tinkering the rules of football, why isn't that obstruction? Why isn't that, or shielding the ball, why is that not a free kick? Because, that's how you time waste in football as a defender. Play the ball, force people to play the ball. Turning your back on an opponent, screening the ball. That used to be a foul in hockey. You could change that law and it would make football infinitely better.
Woking in the Forest Green half. Forest Green, as they come back, they're well organised defensively. Zonis gets a few boos from the fans around us. McCormick almost took the ball off him. And he does so successfully second time round. Osadebe's ball to May isn't the best, and May does well to find ball back to Osadebe, who goes back to his keeper, who plays it back to Harris.
Good persistence by Luke McCormick, wasn't it? Elsewhere, the Principality Stadium, Wales 18, Ireland 13 in Rugby's Six Nations.
Osadebe in his own half, goes past 2, goes past 3, still in his own half, finds McCann, back to Harris. McAllister's making a run, but he's on the right and the ball's on the left. McCann crosses the halfway line to Robson. He's playing quite advanced today.
Yeah, the thing with Robson and Fleming is they're interchangeable, and so they've got
not the best ball there from Forest Green. It's intercepted by Beautyman. Drive on forward, finds Samaris, who's Rorschach's off his line. Thankfully it goes over for a goal kick. Forest Green with a bit of a hospital ball there, right into the path of Julius Moyes. And it's goes off for the goal kick to Forest Green.
Elsewhere, Cheltenham have taken the lead at Newport. Matty Taylor, 3 in, well, just over a game for him. 3 in certainly 2 games, and he hasn't played the full 90 minutes in either yet.
Done well as Matty Taylor in the last few weeks. Ex-Forest Green player.
Yeah, he was better here in his first spell than his second, wasn't he, as well?
Quickly again, getting a shirt pull. Referee gives nothing. He finds McAllister on the right-hand side. Drives on forward. Osadebe making an overlapping run, who he finds by the corner flag. Might go to win himself a corner. No, it goes off for a throw-in. Right by that corner. No, it does go for a corner. Forest Green with their second corner. Good work from Osadebe and McAllister, because it's congested there, but it's so well to pass the ball between themselves.
Yeah, he's very athletic. That's where you gain from having Manny Osadebe down there. Elsewhere, Ross Langworthy with his second makes it Bishop's Cleeve 3, Helston 0. Southern League Division 1 South.
McAllister and McCann over this corner. They might go short. Most of the other teammates are in the 6-yard box where it's pretty congested. The wind suddenly picks up a bit. They might use that extra knots to play the ball in. They do. Swing it into towards the near post, and the keeper has to punch away to Jaskinainen. Goes back to the corner taker of McAllister. Back to Robson. Ball is played into the box, what the fans want. They look for Ryan Innes. Making a run, but the ball gets nipped off him from Mazonis. Before he can get the ball back through McCann in the penalty area. Forced outside it, but he's on McAllister, who plays the ball over the top and goes off for a goal kick. Steve Cottrell head and hands there. Thought the Forest could have done better with it.
Yeah, and he was also encouraging Jamie Robson in an advanced position on the right to get over there with him and make a third person sort of give them an overload on the right wing corner, which shows the flexibility in Forest Green's system, doesn't it? And Carl McAllister very nearly scored from the corner, actually. It was swirling wind just sort of helping that, and difficult one for Will Jaskalainen in goal for Woking.
Forest Green win themselves a throw. Harry's not happy with the contact there from Lewis Walker in front of the assistant referee. Wins the throw, which Robson's going to take. 32 minutes gone. Forest Green 0, Woking 0 here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. May in his own half. Back to Robson. Plays it quickly to Fleming. Goes it back to Quigley. McCormick can't control the bouncing ball. And a good touch from Beautyman to drive on forward and try to knock the Forest Green defence. Clips it into the penalty area, but Ryan is wary of it. Chickson first on the loose ball though. Back to Akinola. To Gorman. Has a place shot. Not the best place though, because it goes wide for a goal kick.
Yeah, long range shot nearly 30 yards out, and not a lot of power, not a lot of accuracy. Rovers very happy to see him take that sort of option on and that sort of end result.
Forest Green drew midweek against bottom of the table Ebbsfleet. And Paul, you were there, I wasn't. Is it a better performance today than Forest Green? It certainly seems to be better than the first half, which I saw at Braintree last Saturday.
Yeah, it's bright. They probably actually linked up better with Robson and Fleming down the left-hand side. Rovers had quite a bit of early possession, and there was a little bit more having to sort of see off, weather a storm early on from Ebbsfleet, and you know, Woking have been much more equally in the game in the first half hour or so far. Ebbsfleet grew into the game midweek.
Woking are impressing here at the New Lawn after 34 minutes. Slowly build up from the back through Odysseina. And Forest Green allowing them to do so. Just standing off them at the moment. Looking to cross the halfway line, as Odysseina does. Goes past Quigley, falls to the floor. Fleming looks to win the ball back and does so successfully. But he gets the ball dispossessed again. Odysseina win the ball back. To the applause of those Woking fans on the far side. Quigley's holding his knee at the moment. See if he can run it off. McCormick almost intercepted the ball there and was Woking playing amongst the defence. Deutsch has been sent out as the ball's in the penalty area now for Forest Green, and Harris wisely tapped it out for a corner, but it's going to be a bit of lack of communication. It's a simple ball into the box, and before you know it, you look up and Lewis Walker was storming onto the end of it.
Well, it floated over the top of Ryan Innes, didn't he? Rovers were holding quite a high line, and Innes is the one who'll go for the first ball, and Harris is the one who sweeps in behind. But yeah, safety first option there by Cian Harris.
Corner for Woking, their third, their first on their left-hand side. Forest Green, again, every man back. Gorman to take. No rush to take these corners.
No, he's bouncing it quite a bit. He's like a basketball player, just lining up for some free penalty shots.
I imagine it's going to go in the 6-yard box. There's about 16 players in there at the moment. There's no player outside in the penalty area who's not in the 6-yard box. It gets played, it's a 6-yard box. It's really congested, and Morzak punches well. And Forest managed to clear second time round off for Wokin's throw. Yeah, he likes a punch, does Morzak.
Well, he was under pressure. It's the sensible option, because if you gather it, then you can be knocked on your way down, can't you? And then you can drop it. And there's plenty of pundits will tell you goalkeepers are overprotected. But on Jimmy Greaves,
Beautyman in his own half, looking to play back to Jaskalainen. Eventually the ball goes back to him. Quickly charging him down. McCormick looking to get the interception, but Akinola comes away with it. Finds Chickson on the left, who plays it into the middle. McAllister wins the ball back. Surely he might want himself a free kick. Referee shakes his head, disagreeing. Of course, can get it with Quigley. He looks to hold it. He's got McCann in the middle, he can find him. Fleming's coming in support. Quigley stays with it though. Drives on forward. Might take a shot, you know, it does, but it's blocked immediately. And the ball's spinning around, and Woking managed to clear. He's probably deserved to have a shot there, Quigley.
Yeah, he beat a couple of players, didn't he? And there was a couple of big tackles as well, which actually the second of those saw him get away from his man, and it's been a pretty frustrating time for him so far. He's had just the one real chance as Manny Osadebe wins a free kick from Beautyman, who was pulling his shirt. Referee has a word but doesn't show a card, and that's a few times now there's been sort of pulling players back by Woking. It's been cynical fouls from them, and haven't always been given. Forest Green have been frustrated by that. They're struggling to be able to play the football that they want, which obviously is, you know, kind of Woking's job, isn't it? But they've got to stay within the laws of the game.
As Forest Green go long, looking for Quigley in the middle, but it's won by Zonis, who's only 18 years old. He's probably going to get bigger. As Forest Green look again to find Quigley. McAllister plays the ball to Quigley, drives on forward now. Can he get his first league goal? But he's faced on the ball, plays it across, and can't find McCormick. And Woking managed to clear. But May gets the ball back, storms on forward, and goes down. Looks for a free kick. Referee shakes his head. And Woking go down that left-hand side. It is being drawn forward and gets a touch in. Gives away a free kick. Just on the halfway line. I think the fourth official might have given that one.
Yeah, not sure there was anything there. Forest Green fans thought Adam May should have got something as well. I'm not sure there was any too much doing there. Elsewhere at the Principality, Six Nations, 18 all now between Wales and Ireland. Ireland levelling things up with an unconverted try.
38 minutes gone. We got to 36 minutes, didn't we, as prediction for Golden's goal?
Yeah, Cheltenham was 6 minutes out.
Oh dear, we need a goal in the next few minutes.
We do.
As Cheltenham are leading by goal to nil, it might come with Woking there. Beautyman goes to the left-hand side to Chickson. Does well to get himself in a shooting position. It's slowly hit into the hands of Morzak, who clutches the ball.
I mean, that was actually a decent opportunity for Chickson, probably cutting inside on his weaker foot, but yeah, he had quite a good view of quite a lot of the goal, and it was more or less straight at Morzak. We would have won the golden goal, but yeah, quite glad that he didn't put in a better shot there.
Quickly, does he win himself a free kick? He does! To the light of the Forest Green fans, as they take it quickly, and it was poorly taken from McAllister, straight into the hands of Jääskeläinen. A bit too rushed there from Forest Green.
Yeah, a little bit, and yeah, interestingly, that Mazionis is prepared to come out of defence, and he's been caught going forward just a couple of times, and that's where Forest Green have been able to get a little bit of joy, because he'll follow Joe Quigley all the way when he drops deep, and then if you can get the ball into Quigley and he can lay it off, then the likes of McAllister, and perhaps a little bit less so on the far side Fleming, but more so McAllister on this right hand side, can then bomb on past, and you can spring the trap that way.
Woking again, pass it out from the back. Forest Green through the corner looking to get the ball back themselves, but Woking find Chickson in the Forest Green half. Clipped forward, too far forward, and Morzak comes to the edge of his box and plays the ball at his feet to Fleming. May in his own half, a bit of space, quite static in front of him. Quickly trying to run away from his man. It goes to the easy option of Bossa Davy to his right. Back to May, a bit busier now as Quigley makes a run, but they go to Fleming on the left. Well found, Fleming. Gets shrugged off the ball though by a couple of Woking players who look to go forward. Harry's charged the ball down and does well to find Robson. Harry Skid's playing against his old club. McCann forward to Quigley. Looks to flick it to McAllister. He wasn't really expecting it there. He's making a forward run. And Woking get the ball back. The Forest Green through Robson. Put a challenge in. McCormick looking to find McAllister, who's onside. I thought there was just a referee, and there's a bit of a dog leg there from the Woking defence, but the referee disagrees and waves his flag.
Yeah, the assistant was late with that flag as well. That's the frustrating thing. Carl McAllister was taking a second touch when the flag went up. Just thinking about Mazionis, I guess actually got his opportunity when Cian Harris joined Forest Green.
On loan from Ipswich. Confident on the ball and in defending as well. Finds Beautyman, gets the ball back. McCormick turning a press on, but Woking intelligently through Orsini, plays the ball around him and goes forward and finds the sub Maurice, but he runs into some traffic and May gets the ball back for Forest Green through McCormick, and there's a late challenge on May behind him from Julian Maurice.
Yeah, I think it was a really good tackle back, first of all, by Brandon Fleming. Slid in, won the ball, and Forest Green got it to Adam May, who was blocked off by Marias as he tried to turn. It was just one of those where Marias' turn to try and run back for a ball, and he's blocked straight into the Adam May. I think it was accidental as well, and Marias actually checked May was okay.
Yeah, it was accidental. Woking on the halfway line. Gorman clipped forward, Innes heads it forward straight into the path of Beautyman, but McCann comes back and defends, looking to play it forward to Quigley. He's looking a bit lonely up there, and Woking get the ball back. It's been a bit of a rush the last couple of minutes. 42 minutes gone, about 2.5 minutes till the 45's up. There might be a couple of minutes of time added on for that war substitution. Woking comfortable on the ball at the moment. We've lost golden goal, unfortunately. It's been more than 6 minutes since our prediction of 32. Woking back to the keeper, Jääskeläinen. Being charged down by Quigley, but easily plays the ball out to the right hand side. Ottosino gets a few yards. Game seems to be pittering out a bit till half time. Still goalless, 2 minutes of normal time to go. Steve Cottrell looking at his notes, writing some notes for his half-time team talk. And Woking just passing the ball in their own half. Forest Green backing off them. Back to Mazonis. No player within about 10 yards of him. Quigley thinks about going down, but he finds Beautyman on the left-hand side. In the Forest Green half now. Back to Akinola. To Mazonis, tackles the call from the Forest Green fans. You see what they're saying, but they're Woking aren't going anywhere yet, but now they're storming into the Forest Green half. McCann trying to put a challenge in, it goes back to Gorman. And they're getting yards are Woking. Ottosina to the right. It's been a minute to go till half time. It's really slow paced this game at the moment, but it carries some action now as Beautyman gets the ball midway in the Forest Green half, taken to the right hand side. Woking plays the ball back to Maurice. Back to Gorman, clips into the box, so it's clearly clear from Harris. Then the ball gets back to Woking, back to the halfway line, all the way back to the keeper. Quigley 30 yards away from him, but charges the ball down. Fourth official's got 1 minute on his board. Maybe it could have been 2, but it certainly seems like both teams are happy with the half-time whistle coming shortly.
Yeah, it's been like a training game for Woking the last 2 minutes, hasn't it? Forest Green also just keeping their shape, not over-committing.
Right, let's do some defending now though as they go down the left-hand side with Beautyman. McAllister marshalling him. With options behind him of Akinola, who he finds. And there goes the fourth official with that 1 minute as we now are in injury time. Woking with the ball on the halfway line. Starting down the right-hand side. Fleming commits himself, but the ball gets played around him and tapped to Akinola. Looking to go down the left to Chickson. To Beautyman. They're getting closer and closer, Woking. Approaching the final third. Forest Green camp behind the ball. Ball into the box. So Dave hits it into the ground to try and clear. McCormick gets a second touch away. Quickly with a clumsy challenge there. Into Mazonis. And Woking have a chance to play the ball into the area. They do it quickly, and then Forest Green switched off there, and thankfully McAllister was switched on though, because Beautyman took a heavy touch and McAllister got the ball away, but Forest Green a bit sloppy there. As Woking through Chickson in his own half, plays it back to Jaskalainen. 5 seconds of the injury time to go. And the referee blows the whistle as soon as it goes to 46, and the half-time whistle goes in a more tame last few minutes, actually.
Yeah, Woking just took the sting out of it, didn't they? They ensured that they had possession. Forest Green were happy to try and make them make a mistake, and actually Woking just moved the ball very well. They kept it moving quickly, and Forest Green retained their shape, only got a couple of touches as the half ended, and well, it's been a half a few chances so far. Forest Green's best from Joe Quigley getting on the end of a volleyed Carl McAllister cross into the penalty area, and then on the turn able to get something on it, but it bounced out of the ground, and Will Jaskalainen in goal for Woking made a decent save. At the other end, the most difficult thing for Fabian Mrozek to do has been to deal with the cross that came in, and then the return cross came back in and made a couple of really good brave saves low in the 6-yard box. Ryan Innes in there to help out with the block as well, and goalless feels about right at half-time, Billy.
Yeah, I agree. Mrozek's had a few tame shots to save as well, to parry a few away from the danger zone as well, but not really too much action on either side of the pitch. At times the game was quite exciting and end to end, but the last few minutes did feel a bit strange as Woking just happened to play the ball around the defence, and Forest Green looking just to sit deep and not allow them to get anywhere. Steve Cottrell was busy making notes the last few minutes. What they could say at half time is that because they are quite well disciplined, it's just, I guess, creating chances.
Yeah, and he was making notes quite a bit through the first half. He's got a few sheets of paper there, and he's got through those, and he's obviously got quite a few thoughts as to how Forest Green can improve things. And there is an opportunity here for Forest Green today to go back to second in the National League. And the as it stands table, they'll be second at the moment because York are losing 2-1 at home to Halifax at the moment. Halifax with those 2 early goals. Barnet 2-0 up at Rochdale. So, Forest Green do have to keep in touch with Barnet. And if they can go above York, well, even better, because that'll give them a little bit more confidence looking at the table.
Yeah, they can only do what they can do themselves, Forest Green. Only picking up 1 point in the previous 2 games when on their travels. Currently picking up another point here. As it stands, though, of course, a whole second half to go, and potentially Steve Cottrell looking at the strong bench also. The fans, they seem relatively happy at half-time. Not having any boos around, and they're certainly applauding the defence again, who, in truthfulness, have been quite strong.
Yeah, there's been good defending for Forest Green. It's been a difficult game so far, and you don't expect games to be easy at this level. Woking have obviously got everything to play for as well, and it's been a decent performance by them, and Forest Green finding it hard to break them down.
Yeah, let's hope Forest Green can work on the decent performance in the first half. Half time here, it's Forest Green 0, Woking 0.
Text A1333, starting your message with Gloss. Texts are charged at your standard message rate.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
Half-time then in your commentary matches here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Cheltenham Town 1-0 up at Newport County. Forest Green Rovers drawing 0-0 at home to Woking. Second half commentary to come. We'll catch up with those games and the other scorelines in League 2, the National League and of course the Premier League in just a moment.
On BBC iPlayer. From the award-winning creators of Motherland.
My mantra is natural, simple. I'm actually reclaiming the word simpleton.
Amandaland.
I was a single mother too, you know. Well, your father went skiing a lot.
Watch on BBC iPlayer.
Around about 15 minutes on the clock at the Principality Stadium. Wales 18, Ireland 18. Gareth Amscon kicking 2 penalties and a conversion. Missed the second conversion. Ireland 13-10 down at half-time. And then struck back to get things level at 18 apiece now with that conversion missed as well. Jack Morgan and Tom Rogers, the try scorers for Wales. Could Wales, a horrific run of form, end this afternoon against one of the form sides in the world? Ireland at the moment being held 18 apiece by Wales at the Principality Stadium.
Steve Kitchen.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
Half-time whistles then blowing around the country. Let's catch up with what's been going on. We'll start in the Premier League, where in the lunchtime kickoff finished Everton 2, Manchester United 2. Everton 2-0 up at half-time through Beto and Doucouré. Bruno Fernandes free kick and an Agate goal, levelling things up to make it 2-2. Everton fans, though, leaving Goodison disgruntled after a VAR penalty was overturned, or even a penalty decision was overturned by VAR. In time added on, 93rd minute of that game. So it stays Everton 2, Manchester United 2 in that early kick-off. In the 3 o'clock games, Wolves are 1-0 up at Bournemouth. Ilya Zabani has been sent off for Bournemouth, and then Matheus Cunha not so long after putting Wolves up. That's his 14th of the season now. It's Arsenal 0, West Ham United 1. Jared Bowen, just before the break, has put the Hammers ahead in that game. Big London derby. Arsenal beaten their last 15 league games. That's the longest run since 2011. But it's the Hammers who are 1-0 up at the moment at the Emirates Stadium. Elsewhere, Crystal Palace also 1-0 up in a London derby away from home. They're at Fulham today. Maxence Lacroix's got the only goal of the game so far for Palace. It's Ipswich 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2, and Brennan Johnson scoring both goals for Spurs before Amari Hutchinson got a goal back for Ipswich. And Brighton, with an early goal from João Pedro, lead 1-0 at Southampton in a battle of the South Coast sides there. Let's get into League 2 then this afternoon, where in your commentary match on DAB, Cheltenham Town lead Newport County by a goal to 0.
Still out of position, needs to get back, but Cheltenham win it back with Young. Young's ball to Hay, wide to Williams. Williams' ball into penalty. That's not a bad delivery, and it's headed in at the back post. And Cheltenham have scored. It's Matty Taylor again. The cross, and Taylor coming into it at the back post for his 6th goal of the season, unchallenged. Newport 0, Cheltenham 1.
That's the way it is at half-time. Taylor getting the nod then to start up front today after scoring last weekend and repaying the manager's faith with the only goal of that first half at Newport County. We're back to Rodney Parade for second half commentary on DAB shortly here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Elsewhere in League 2, the lunchtime games finished Crewe 3, Barrow 0, Morecambe 0, Walsall 2. In the 3 o'clock games, it's Accrington 0, Doncaster 1. Harry Clifton with the only goal there. Anthony Sarkovic has scored for Bradford, who lead MK Dons by a goal to 0. It's Bromley 2, Harrogate Town 0. Arthur's adding a late goal after Michael Cheek had put Bromley 1-0 up there. No goals between Carlisle and Gillingham. AFC Wimbledon second place and 1-0 up at Colchester through Marcus Brown. Grimsby lead Fleetwood by a goal to 0. George McCrean getting the goal there. It's Notts County 0, Tranmere 0, Port Vale 1, Salford City 0. That goal for Vale coming in the 43rd minute. Hackford getting the all-important goal there. Antoine Hackford putting Vale 1-0 up. and it's goalless between Swindon and Chesterfield. There's been quite a lot of injury delays there. They're still playing in the first half of that game. Let's go into the National League then, where Forest Green Rovers are drawing 0-0 at the moment in your commentary match on FM, on AM. And of course you can listen in on Freeview as well as BBC Sounds. Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Gloucestershire and you'll be able to tune in to second half commentary with Forest Green Rovers. The good news for Rovers is that York City are trailing 2-1 at home to Halifax Town at the moment. Again, they're playing lots of injury time there, so just waiting for the confirmation of that as being a half-time scoreline. Elsewhere in the division, it's Aldershot 0, Hartlepool 1, Altrincham 1, Fylde 2, Boston 0, Eastleigh 1, Dagenham 1, Oldham 0, Maidenhead 0, Yeovil Town 1. Leaders Barnet, though, are 2-0 up at Rochdale. Big first half for them. Gateshead leading 1-0 at Solihull Moors at the break. It's Sutton 0, Braintree 0, Tamworth 1, Southend United 0, and Wilston 1, Ebbsfleet United 2. Latest scoreline in those games there at the moment. So Forest Green Rovers, if things stood as they are now, will move up to second place. But further points adrift of Barnet because they need to go and win, with Barnet leading at the moment, already 2-0 up at the break. So second half commentary to come with Forest Green Rovers. Elsewhere in your local football this afternoon, Gloucester City in action. Gloucester City have made the journey to Poole Town. Poole Town 19th in the division, and they're frustrating Gloucester City at the break. Poole Town 0, Gloucester City 0. Big afternoon at Kate Lane for Bishop's Cleeve supporters though. They've watched 4 goals in that first half. Bishop's Cleeve 4, Helston Athletic 0. Aaron Evans Harriet getting them off and running. Ross Langworthy added a brace. Jeremiah just before the break, they're making it 4-0 to Bishop's Cleeve. The Miters well on track then for another 3 points. Looking quite interesting at the top of the table there. Bishop's Cleeve have 4 games in hand on Mousehole, who are in 4th at the moment. Bishop's Cleeve starting the day in 6th. A lot of football still to be played by Bishop's Cleeve to make up those games in hand, of course. But if they can put a run together, well in with a shout of the playoffs come the end of the season. No game today for Cinderford. They were due to play Falmouth Town, but the pitch at the Causeway falling foul of the wet weather in midweek. That's the way things are sitting then. Half-time in all of your local football and, of course, in the Premier League, in the National League and in League 2. Second half commentary to come with Cheltenham Town and Forest Green Rovers.
My dad only ever spoke with his father once.
He promised that he would hear from him, and he never did. Never.
On his deathbed, my mum and I made him a promise. We were going to find his family. The search takes us on an incredible journey from the English seaside to the shores of Aotearoa, New Zealand. From court cases in my pyjamas.
The matter before the court is Ansell versus Anderson.
To extraordinary coincidences and the ridiculous amount of DNA I've had to get.
That's a match.
To finally solve my family mystery. From DNA Trail, The Promise. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Yeah, one of many things to listen out to on BBC Sounds, including live football this afternoon with Forest Green Rovers. If you ask the smart speaker to play BBC Radio Gloucestershire, you'll be able to hear commentary this afternoon. Cheltenham Town on your DAB radio. Make sure you've got a DAB radio in the house if you want to listen to Robbins throughout the seasons here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Let's catch up with the lunchtime kickoffs in the Premier League. Manchester United rescuing a 2-2 draw away at Everton after falling 2-0 behind at half-time. Captain Bruno Fernandes scored a free kick in the second half before midfielder Manuel Ugarte equalised. Here's the United manager Ruben Amorim.
I didn't change anything at half-time. I said that no matter what the result, we are going to do what we work on during the week. So we did it, but with more quality in the simple things like controlling the ball, passing the ball with more calm, with more energy, and that can change everything.
Yeah, as I said, Everton were leading 2-0 at half-time. Beto scoring a 5th goal for himself in the last 4 Premier League games to get them up and running. And afterwards, he felt his side deserved more than the point that they took.
We should have won that game. We didn't. We drew, and we are not happy with the result. We wanted more, we deserved more. but in the second half we drop a little bit our standards, and against teams like this you get penalised, and that's what happened.
Yeah, two sides with top four ambitions meet in the late game in the Premier League today. Villa hosting Chelsea. Here's the Aston Villa manager Unai Emery.
Chelsea is really a very good test. Collectively, individually, very good test, because in the table we are more or less under our target, and we had to try to get this opportunity again to try to compete and to try to get 3 points.
Well, meanwhile, the Chelsea manager, Enzo Maresca, says they need to improve on their recent form. They've taken just 9 points from their last 9 Premier League games, after previously taking 34 from their first 16.
The team spirit, for sure, in this moment has to be upset, because we are not happy with the results we have in this moment. We are all aware that we are in a club where I said at the beginning, we are not here to survive. We are here to try to help this club to win games, to come back to win titles and fight for that.
Hey, that's the way things then sit in the Premier League today, with that game to come a little later on this evening. Villa against Chelsea. Latest from the Principality, it's Wales 18, Ireland 24. Osborne with a try for Ireland, which has been converted, and that's the way things sit now, to give Ireland and their fans a bit more hope there. I'm sure feeling a bit more comfortable than they were just 10 or so minutes ago, with Wales looking like they were pretty well placed. So 18-24, the latest there into the closing stages. Time to take you back then to your commentary matches here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. At half-time, Cheltenham Town 1-0 up at Newport County, thanks to Matty Taylor's goal on the half-hour mark. If you want to listen to that game, you need to be with us on DAB on BBC Radio Gloucestershire, where we'll rejoin your commentary team of Mark Halliwell and Peter Matthews. Whilst here on 14:13 AM on FM, Freeview 716, and listen live with BBC Sounds. There's nothing in it at half-time at the New Lawn. Forest Green Rovers 0, Woking 0. The words of wisdom, I'm sure, still reverberating around the ears of those Forest Green Rovers players as they get ready to make their way back out and join your commentary team with Paul Furley and Billy Hunt.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to a delightfully sunny New Lawn. Enjoying a bit of sun. More chat about the weather than the football, really, in and around the concourses. They must turn the floodlights here on for no reason, as the sun is in full view. No teams have made their way from the changing room, saying that Woking just start to pop out. No sign of Forest Green just yet. And let's see if there's any change at half-time. Steve Cotter's not normally one for making drastic changes during the interval. Of course, you can make 5 subs and 5 stoppages, so there's no need to use an event at half-time that you would do in the league. No subs for Forest Green. Sean Long, Ben Tozer, Kalavi Bunker, Jordan Garrick, Tom Knowles, and both Christian Deutsch and Harry Cardwell. Quickly didn't do bad in the first half. It isolated at times. We've seen a few times in Forest Green this season with the central striker need a bit of support around him.
And that's the problem with the system, where, and it's I say a problem with the system, it's kind of a payoff with the system. You want players out wide, you want to stretch the opposition. Well, that also means those relationships are stretched as well, and it's kind of up to the striker to come out of that central position and sort of play more like an inside striker, to be able to then get those partnerships with the wide men, because if they're trying to stretch as Forest Green come back out, stretch the pitch, then the wide men are going to stay quite wide, and you know, if they're literally across the width of the pitch, then you've got probably 30 yards between each player. We've got the attendance today as well. That's been messaged to me by Josh. Attendance of 1,728, of which 220 are away fans from Woking. Billy, you said 200, that's not bad.
Yeah, well done to those Woking fans making the trip along the M4. I say Steve Cotter's to make changes at half-time, but on comes Jordan Garrick, stripped off and ready to come on. Let's see who he's replacing.
Can't see Brandon Fleming out there.
Could be Fleming, who's made his debut on Tuesday and played the full a majority of the game on Tuesday night.
Yeah, he did well as well.
So managing Fleming, but Jordan Garrick is a very good player, and I'm sure he'll be playing in that similar position on the left wing. Confirmation that sees Fleming go off and Garrett going on. So that 11-4 Forest Green now sees Rorzak in goal. The back four of Robson, Harris, Innes and also Davey. Midfield of May, McCann and McGormick. And up front for Forest Green, Quigley in the middle, and Garrett to his left, McAllister to his right.
I should say as well, that attendance I had messaged to me. Went to acknowledge it, went to give it a thumbs up, but fat fingers, I ended up putting a heart on the message instead. I've had to change it, I have managed to change it, but I was slightly embarrassed.
Rorzak gets the ball straight back from the Forest Green kick-off, McGormick playing deliberately all the way to him. But Woking get the ball back in the Forest Green half. Lewis going down the right-hand side, testing Robson. Puts the ball in and Robson charges around for a Woking corner and finds the first 18 seconds of the second half.
Yeah, it's a bright start for Woking thus far.
And Woking with the corner. And again, well, it's saying there's no rush for Gorman to take it. Got the ball back. He's literally got to go into the north stand himself, despite there being a few hundred Forest Green fans there.
And some stewards. You'd have thought the stewards would have been the ones, because there's a sort of gap between the advertising hoardings and the fans, but
Gorman eventually gets the ball back, puts it by the corner flag. Different corner routine now. They form the bus queue. Majority of the Woking players. May's having a look at the referee and gives the hurry up sort of motion, because he certainly is taking his time to get his Dale Gorman. Of course, need to be switched on for it. The bus queue looks to split. Kelly Evans in the back of the queue. Play towards the far post, goes over the Forest Green defence, but McCann comes away with it, taps it to McAllister. Needs a clean touch onto it. Garrick looks to break. He goes across the halfway now. There's Garrick. McCann's in the middle. McAllister's to his left. Still with Jordan Garrick, fresh off the bench. Gets to him. McCann, can he get a touch? He can't. Goes off for a goal kick. Good break from Forest Green. McCann just inches away from that ball from Garrick.
Well, it was a really good break, wasn't it? How fast did Jordan Garrick travel with the ball? Because the defender without the ball couldn't catch up with Jordan Garrick there. It's one of those where he's just put a little bit too much on the cross, and you kind of wish it was someone with a few more inches than Charlie McCann to be getting on the end of it. He went for it with his feet. I don't think he'd have got there with his head either. Sort of a Christian Doidge or a Joe Quigley in that scenario might have got there, but yeah, it was about the ball. But what a run, what a break, and
just need a touch, because Jääskeläinen was on his near post, but
he had to be.
Remains goalless. Forest Green looking when defending straight into the sun now. Continues to lower behind Jääskeläinen. The wind has dropped a little bit. Forest Green going from right to left from where it's sat towards that south stand. In their home kit today, the green and black and zebra stripes. Working in their home kit, the white and red. Back to Jääskeläinen, the ball goes here in a bright yellow. Towards like a nice bright pink. As Harris allows the ball to go into Rorzak's hands. He made a back for himself, and Lewis Walker went into him and fell to the floor. He's holding his back. And referee checks he's all right. Restarts with a drop ball. Into the path of Rorzak, who's looking to play it short to Innes, does so. Needs it to Osadebe on the right-hand side. McAllister has come deep into his own half to retrieve the ball. It's back to Osadebe. Press is turned on. Might go back to his keeper. Plays to McCann instead. He's under pressure himself. Woking just putting a bit of press onto Forest Green. Harry shrugged off the ball and quickly might get the ball back on the halfway line from a Lewis header. McCann gets in the way, but McCann does come away from it at the halfway line. Made it to the right-hand side. McAllister pops up. Storming towards the penalty box. Looks to get the ball across goal. Takes a few ricochets and goes off for a corner. Good work from Forest Green to find McAllister, who almost camouflaged in the shade there as Forest can take the corner quickly to Osadebe. Tap back to May, who looks to think about shooting. Finds it to Innes, whose shot gets blocked. Woking half clear to McCann. McCann shoots, goes wide of the goal for a goal kick.
And Charlie McCann, that's where you'd want him, isn't it, having those opportunities, but just a little bit rushed there and just sliced it. But it was a good opportunity for Forest Green before that. It was bright stuff. McAllister on that break being able to find position, and all of that really from a sort of half mix-up between McCann and Quigley. Quigley fully expected McCann to take over possession and left it for McCann, and then McCann actually spread that ball right out to McAllister, and that's what sprung the trap for Forest Green.
Rorzak gets the ball back after hoping to hit pass on Woking. 5 minutes gone in the second half, still Golders Hill on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Listen to Cheltenham Town commentary on DAB Digital Radio. They're leading thanks to Matty Taylor, goal to 0. Innes forward to Osadebe. Asking a lot of Osadebe to get there. It goes off for a throw in. Gets a thumbs up from Osadebe. The South Stand trying to get the chance going. As Woking have a throw in their own half. McCormick commits himself. Goes off for another throw. Goes to the Woking line. Eskalainen in goal. Chickson, Odison, Akinola, Mazonis and Kelly Evans defence. Gorman in the middle. Lewis, Beautyman and Judah Mraz complete the midfield with Walker up top. Woking bowl the ball out to the right hand side for Kelly Evans. Woking again comfortable in possession. Forest Green's pushing a bit more advanced up the pitch than they were at the back end of the first half. May intercepts, goes forward, finds Quigley, is onside in the penalty box, turns, thinks about shooting, gets the ball taken off him with a fantastic dive, gets the ball back though, plays it back to looking for Garrick, who can't get on the end of the ball, and Woking scramble clear for Forest Green throw.
Well, it was a really good sliding challenge by that man Mazionis, who's had a real good battle with Joe Quigley in the first half. Had a message from Heatherich spotted at half-time. A Forest Green up against 12 men of Woking today. Normally you might think that's the referee. No, she's suggesting that Mazionis had someone extra on his shoulders because he is that tall. Good defending though.
Woking, yeah, really good defender. The player, a young 18-year-old from Ipswich, loan from Ipswich. Yeah, did well to slide in, confidently taking the ball off Quigley. Woking with possession, had a chance to break down the right hand side, but Judah Moraes played down the left instead. The Forest can have more numbers. Innes gives the ball away, and Woking play the ball back through the defence.
Cheltenham 2-0 up at Newport. Ethan Williams with his first goal for Cheltenham. Made his first team debut last week, or his full start. First full start anyway.
Harry's under a bit of pressure, plays off for Woking throw, about 5-6 yards up from the corner flag on their right. Kelly Evans gets the ball back. Good atmosphere building around the new lawn. Forest Green defending at the moment. Woking yet to take the throw. The linesman has a chat with Kelly Evans, telling him to hurry up. They win a second throw, do Woking. So Kelly Evans takes it a bit quicker. He does this time. Gets the ball back. Looks to play the ball into the box and plays to the outside. Takinola. Through to Chickson. Forest Green forcing Woking back into the halfway line. And Garrick immediately coming on looking to intercept. Gives away a free kick, and Gorman might have been looking for that. But good work from Garrick to push on up and try and intercept. And Gorman probably will be okay. Want to be on the pitch for this free kick.
Well, I think Gorman got to the ball first, but I'm not sure how much Garrick got of Gorman. Didn't look much to be in it, but Gorman's gone down, like you said, really had his Achilles whacked, although now he's got up and he's placed the ball for the free kick.
And takes it quickly in the middle, but Harris intercepts. By McCormick, but Woking get the ball back through Lewis on the right-hand side. Garrick back defending as Robson puts a block in. Garrick keeps the ball on and gets the ball taken off him for a throw.
Full time at the Principality. Wales 18, Ireland 27.
Garrick having a bit of a argy-bargy with the Woking player there, holding onto the shirt there. Something happened off the ball, not sure who the integrator was. I think it might have been Gorman.
It's Gorman again.
Shoving Ryan Innes. And Garrick certainly reacted to something there. Gorman pulling Ryan Innes' shirt there, but he's a brave man to do that. Garrick having a word with the referee. He's going to get a card here, is Garrick. I'm not sure what started that. The fans saw something, I didn't.
Well, you hope the assistant and the fourth official saw it. I missed it as well. I was giving you a rugby score. And suddenly...
Yellow card to both players, Garrick and Gorman. Dan Connor was looking at the referee's assessor today. He's Brett Huxtable, a well-known figure in the refereeing world, saying he wasn't happy with that. It's a throw-in for Forest Green after all that. It kind of started from the challenge earlier, didn't it? When Garrick saw Gorman, thought might got on a bit cheaply. Forest Green went themselves a throw. Robson wasn't allowed to have the ball taken back off him quickly. Plays a throw off the line, and Garrick falls to the floor. It's all gone a bit carnagey here, referee. Garrick puts some pressure on, gives away a free kick to the boos around here, the new lawn. It's just galvanised the home fans a bit, that.
Yeah, it has, which is never a bad thing, getting the home fans up. But you'd also want Jordan Garrick to make sure that he keeps his head, because he's got under the skin of Woking. He's been on just over 10 and a half minutes, and he's changed the game, certainly. You think how tepid the end of the first half was, and Jordan Garrick's got things going, but he's got to make sure that he maintains his cool amongst it, which, to be fair, when the players were going over to the referee to get their yellow cards, Garrick was the one who was calm.
McCann finds McCormick at the edge of the area, attacks Oster Davey in the box, plays first time ball in 6-yard box, can't find McAllister. Woking header off for a Forest Green throw. Game's got a bit feisty the last few minutes. Forest Green, win the corner, not the throw there.
Dan Connor still talking to the fourth official.
Something started that clash between Garrick and Gorman. Garrick's going to be wary, of course, he's on a yellow card. They're going to try and wind him up. McAllister with the corner.
Gorman also marking McCormick.
Headed towards it, it's on the near post. Goes off for another Forest Green corner. Their fifth. I cheat looking at your stats there, Paul. Thank you, keeping the note.
Pleasure. Got to be useful to someone.
There's still some pushing and shoving in the box.
I think we're also short of a ball at the moment.
Yeah, we need that for the game. Robson gets the ball from the fourth official, who's still having words with, I think it's Sean Long who's having a go at the fourth official now. McCann eventually gives the ball to the corner taker, McAllister. It's congested in the 6-yard box. Forest can take the corner short to McCann. Back to May. Plays the ball in, looking towards the far post. Quickly can't get there. It goes off for a goal kick. If you lose there, deliberately play too quickly. Gives the thumbs up.
Yeah, it was intelligent, because if the 6-yard box is that congested and you're struggling to get a clean contact on it, well, you can drag two defenders out by just going short with the corner. And you only lose one player in the box by doing that. And then they changed the angle to Adam May and was able to put a ball into the box. Don't mind that at all, because the waste of a corner is when you go short and then you don't put the ball into the box.
Woking looking to break forward numbers. Harry's putting a challenge in. I saw your side flash up for Woking. It does eventually on the Forest Green fans. They were shouting at the assistant referee to do so. He teased us, to the assistant ref, by raising it at the very last second. Well, Woking looking to go forward.
The direction, and this is where the rules applied stupidly, isn't it? The direction is that the players only offside when they touch the ball, and that's when they're only becoming active, as Forest Green concede a free kick through Manny Osadebe on the right wing. But if you're moving towards the ball, I'm sorry, you are being active. Players are getting back to cover you. The moment somebody marks you, you're being active in the game. And so it's just time wasting within the game by the official. That's all it is.
Harry's runs into some traffic, but Woking come away with it. Play the ball across goal, looking for a play shot from Lewis Walker, and went wide.
Arias also thought he'd been fouled by Harris. I don't think he had. He just sort of turned into Harris and then just sort of tried to push him out the way, and failed, and ended up coming off second best. Elsewhere in the Southern League Division 1 South, Bishop's Cleeve 6, Helston 0. Hat-trick for captain Ross Langworthy. Good afternoon for him, good afternoon for the Miters.
59 minutes gone here at the new lawn. Forest Green 0, Woking 0 on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. online on AM. On DAB's digital radios, Cheltenham Town travelling to Newport. They're 2-0 up.
And we're also on FM and Freeview as well.
Thank you very much for joining us, however you're listening and keeping across with the game. Harry's in his own half. Finds Robson on the left, cuts inside his man. Back to McCann on the halfway line. McGormick's making a run in the middle. McCann keeps it. Looks also Davies making a run. McCann plays it back to May. Wokin's putting a few men behind the ball. McCann looking for McGormick, who made a run into the box. Ball looped to the clearance. Robson goes for it, can't win it, and Lewis looks to come away with it for Woking. Gets the ball back on the right hand side, does Lewis. Forest Green a bit dog-legged with their defence. Harry's with a late challenge. A bit of a loud cry there from Lewis Walker, making the referee knowing that he went down and got a challenge.
Frustration as well from Adam May, who came away with the ball after Cian Harris's foul, and May's wondering what on earth has he done wrong. Well, nothing, Adam. It was Cian Harris's foul, not yours, and I think now he might realise that Harris was the one who was spoken to by the referee.
Free kick for Woking. Gorman to take. Gets the booze. He's 40 yards away from goal. The wind has certainly dropped a bit. But still, he's got a decent set piece as Gorman. Plays it in right-footed towards the far post. Goes straight off a goal kick, and the fans are delighted with that. Got the yellow card, of course, Gorman, with that clash with Jordan Garrick.
Great bit of reverse commentator's curse there, Billy. Well done. Good set piece. He overhits it straight off for a goal kick.
Innes.
Keep doing that all day.
In his own half, Jossa Davey draws a man in to May. Poor ball from May, looking at McGormick, and Rowe can easily get the ball back in the Forest Green half. Played back to Zonis. To Odesina. Kelly Evans on the right, charged down by Garrick, wins the ball back, goes off for a throw. Good work rate, Garrick. He certainly has influenced the game, both on the ball and off it.
Yeah, and I think what he'll do is he'll give something slightly different. Brandon Fleming's all about the link up down the left-hand side with Jamie Robson, whereas Jordan Garrick, he's also used to playing as a central striker as well, so he'll get a better link up with Quigley.
Here come Woking with Lewis. Lewis and the ball in the penalty box, played it across goal, charged down by Harris off for a corner. Half calls the handball, but he was sliding in and did well to get some contact on there. So, corner to Woking. Feisty this game, still goalless. No rush again for these corner Tom Gorman. He's having a word with Mazunis, the big player. I'm sure talk what way he's going to play it.
Do you want to nick my stats again?
No, you can give it, Paul. You take the credit.
Right. Okay, this is Woking's fifth corner as well.
Okay. 5-all on the corner count. Gorman with the corner. Forest Green, every man back defending. Woking form that bus queue. Gorman eventually plays it in towards the far post. Innes gets the header onto it, and referee blows for a free kick. Morzak still did well to clutch onto it. Innes' header went backwards, but the referee adjudged his shirt to get pulled.
Yeah, and actually good signalling by the referee, because he's blown for the free kick and then he's pulled his own shirt to signify that's what he spotted. Innes was having his shirt pulled, and that's why he was off balance and misdirected his header. Well, makes sense really, doesn't it?
Garrick searched for by Morzak, can't win the header, and it goes off for a Woking throw. A lot of Forest Green players warming up, their subs. Remaining subs they could use could Steve Cottrell, Sean Long, Ben Tozer, Christian Doige, Tom Knowles, Harvey Bunker and Harry Cardwell. Woking playing into the left hand side, Forest Green's right, find the runner of Beautyman down the left, being marshalled by Innes. He's got a bit of support in the penalty area, but Innes stays strong, and through Oster Davey wins the ball back, and the ball gets charged down off for a goal kick to Forest Green.
Yeah, it was good defending there by Ryan Innes, and good link up with Manny Oster Davey, doubling up on the attacker. And you know, those sort of defensive units have worked quite well, haven't they, for Forest Green? They've been solid and been difficult for Woking to break down. It's at the other end where Forest Green are struggling to get chances.
Yeah, not too many chances in the second half. Garrick has been involved a bit on the left-hand side. Quigley got played through, but
there was the cross for Charlie McCann, which just had a bit too much on it, wasn't there?
Quigley wins the flick on to Garrick on the left. Robson comes to support in the middle. We can find it. Garrick looks to go himself. Brushes past one challenge. Right at the end of the pitch. Back to McCann. Might try and get himself in shooting positions as McCann, but there's lots of players between him and the goal. Back to Garrick. Robson in the penalty area. We can find him. McCann's made an option as well. McCann's screaming for it. There's 3 players in front of Garrick. Back to Robson. Clip towards 6-yard box. Quigley with a header. Free kick. Rightly given actually from Quigley as he charged and pulled the player to the floor. And McCann was screaming from it from Garrick. They literally had 3 men in a wall. There's almost like a free kick wall, wasn't it, in front of him?
Yeah, and once Forest Green got the ball to Jamie Robson, there was the opportunity to cross the ball in. And I think basically Quigley's pulled Mazionis out the way to be able to get a decent header on it. And they've both pulled each other to the floor. Quigley was off balance and his header went wide. But better from Forest Green, and good to see Jordan Garrick at the heart of it. He's got the crowd going a little bit as Garrick, and if he can get his team going for footballing reasons as well, then all well and good.
Hard on, but it's come on for Forest Green. Quigley gets the ball nipped off him again, and Woking to come away with it. Ossadei putting a challenge in, out of position as Woking go long. Innes wins an important header for a throw. Forest Green might make the sub now. Harry Cardwell to come on. It's going to be for Quigley. Quigley sees his number go up on the board and shrugs off. Boos. Most of the applause. There was a boo for Quigley. Again, impressive today. Got his 2 half chances. And Harry Cardwell comes on.
Yeah, he's occupied the defence, hasn't he? And Forest Green have forced Woking back. So it's not like you can run sort of towards goal. A lot of his work will be done across the pitch, just keeping defenders occupied, and can he get on the end of things, can he hold the ball up? And the one thing that happens,
coming the ball back through McGormick. Garrett's in the middle, he finds Garrett, but it's not the best pull to him, and it's played past him. Forest Green rushed that a bit, they had a bit more time I think they thought. May wins the ball back forward to McCann. McGormick's in an acre of space, and he eventually does find him. To McGormick. His ball was something. I'm not sure. I think he took a bobble. He tried to cross it to the far post and goes miles over the bar for a goal kick.
A couple of good opportunities for Forest Green, and even when the first one broke down, Adam May won it back really well in midfield, and they were able to get going again. They're playing with a good swiftness of passing here, and they're just beginning to create the odd opportunity. I wonder if Woking are just beginning to tire a little bit. We've just passing the 3-quarter mark of the match.
Forest Green defending at the moment, because here comes Woking through Lewis, going through on goal. Mazio shot away. Ryan Innes stays strong and goes off for a corner and gets the pulls and the hugs and the taps on the back from his defensive teammates, because that was a really good chance as Lewis has played through.
Yeah, really good first touch as well, but then on Lewis, he got the ball directly off of the flick on and was able to run past Jamie Robson's lunge, but Ryan Innes didn't go to ground too early, stayed with Lewis, those long legs just enabling him to keep up, got the angle in his favour, and then was able to execute the block.
Corner to Woking.
They've packed that 6-yard box.
Absolutely packed it, yeah. Put in, get the big uns away from the goalie, Steve Cottrell's instructions. It's not really a 6-yard box, it's about a 3-yard box played in towards the far post, and it goes over everyone. He's a tapping from Woking, and it's there, surely. The goal's been given to Woking, and it's congested, but corner worked. It's scrambled over the line. Moorsack couldn't keep the ball out. The linesman gave it, and after 68 minutes, Woking lead by 1-0.
I think it's Harry Buteman who's claiming it. He's the one who's gone running off towards the Woking fans. Yeah, Buteman's credited with the goal. I thought Jamie Robson had got it off the line, so it's the assistant referee who's given it, and just absolute chaos in that 6-yard box for Forest Green. Woking absolutely stacked it. You could hear the call from Steve Cottrell to get the big one away from the goalie, and Forest Green not able to do that. It was killed actually beyond everyone to the back post, and well, disappointment for Forest Green. What was looking a difficult task to break Woking down has now become an awful lot harder. Real test of character. They've got a bit of time, not a lot, but they've got over 20 minutes.
we said it was congested in the 6-yard box. A majority of them were on the near post. The ball went to the far post. There was no one really there, was there? And it just got scrambled in. I think it did cross the line. Well, look, the assistant referee had a decent position. We're on the halfway line, but I'm pretty sure it would have done. It wasn't a close call. And Forest Green now a goal behind. They've recently lost their 19-game unbeaten record. Still yet to lose at home this season. They're currently behind as Osadebe gets the ball taken off him. McAllister might pick up the loose ball. No, but we can get there first.
It was a good tackle by Beautyman. Scored the goal, but also doing a defensive job for his team as well.
Woking build up from the back. As Robson intercepts, tries to head it forward to Garrick. Gets the ball taken off him. Robson loses out on the header. Harris plays it forward. Looking to find Cardwell. It's gone to his chest to win it. And he does, and he wins himself a free kick. Forest Green think about taking it quickly. Harvey Bunker's ready to come on. So looks like he's going to be placing McCormick. And McCann over this free kick. Woking fans in full voice. You can blame them. 20 minutes to go. They're leading by a goal to 0. And the subs coming on now.
Yeah, Harvey Bunker's coming on for Luke McCormick.
Eventually the board does go up. Steve Cox having his word with Jordan Garrick. Forest Green trailing by a goal to 0. Here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Free kick for Forest Green, made to take, with 45 yards away from goal in the middle of the pitch. Bunker coming on, like for like placement you'd say.
Except Bunker's got a few more inches. So Steve Cottrell won't want a repeat of the set-piece situation where Forest Green conceded, but he'd also want them to have a greater threat as well.
It's pulled to the floor in front of the referee. The free kick falls to McAllister. It's a powerful shot, and it's also a save. Garrett with a rebound, going the goal! Forest Green respond! The shot came in from McAllister. The save from Jaskalainen only fell to Garrick, who's been such an impasse since coming on the bench, and slots home from 2 yards out. Forest Green draw level.
Well, no surprise it's Jordan Garrick who's broken the deadlock for Forest Green and opened their account this afternoon. Poacher's position, the striker's instincts, following in the shot from Carl McAllister, and you know that's the most difficult job that Jaskalainen's had to do today. Couldn't hold the shot by McAllister. Garrick on hand, and what was an uphill task for Forest Green, well,
it's levelled out a bit.
Yeah, they've got to base camp now, haven't they? The game's almost back to 0-0, but hopefully it's Forest Green with a bit of momentum.
Jordan Garrick's first goal, I believe, in his return to the club. And he's been involved a lot in this second half since come off the bench. And I think it was a bit of a foul in the build-up to that. Dennis was pulled to the floor. It's not the best clearance from the free kick by Woking. Fell to McAllister. Went for the shot outside the box. Garrick popped him on the right-hand side now and finds Osadebe. Forest Green suddenly on top. Osadebe goes past two, storms towards the air and might have a shot. Finds McAllister, little 1-2. Osadebe takes a tumble and referee gives nothing. Osadebe and McAllister really passionate about that, because that's some great play, and as Osadebe's run continued into the area, he took a tumble.
Yep, Steve Cottrell in the ear of the fourth official, not happy. Manny Osadebe not happy as well. It's one of those that it happens at such great pace that it looks really bad. Either the player going down or the
can I borrow your pen, Paul?
Yes, you can borrow my pen, Billy, sorry.
I'm trying to be subtle and ask you a pen. I forgot mine today.
I had no idea what the gesture you were trying to give there was, but now the referee coming across to speak to, well, his fourth official, and he's obviously said something. As a yellow card for Steve Cottrell, whose instant reaction is, what for?
I think he's saying to the fourth official, what for?
Yeah.
Because I think they're expecting to be Dan Connor, but Steve Cottrell's still shouting away at the referee, and he's got the support from his fans around him.
Well, of course he has, and actually, you know, that gets the fans going as well. There's a sense of injustice here for Forest Green. Steve Cottrell going back for another word with the fourth official, and I think he's trying to say, well, what for? Because and whether he's getting a satisfactory answer out of the fourth official, I don't know. It's probably one of the worst jobs in football, the fourth official, isn't it? But all you can do is you can tell your mate with the referee on Steve Cottrell.
It did give an opportunity for Cottrell to have a go at the referee face to face by getting that yellow card, because the referee came over to give it. Garrett making some space. He's been great since coming on. Taps to McCann into the box. Finds Robson on the left-hand side. Goes aerial, but can't find a teammate. And Woking half clear. They're still deep in their own half, and they get the ball away. And Fleming gets onto it. Taps to McCann. To McAllister. Backhills it back to McCann, but Woking see a bit too much of the ball. They're sitting deeper, Woking, on the back foot.
Yeah, being forced back by Forest Green. Woking know there's a bit of a storm to weather here. Forest Green have got some momentum. Change coming from the visitors as well. Effiong about to come on.
Innes in his own half to Harris. Back to Innes. Innes to May. Woking turning a press on now. May dribbles past them. Plays to the simple ball to McCann to the left. To Bunker. Forest Green are busy now.
Elsewhere, Bishop's Cleeve 8-0 up at home to Helston, Southern League Division 1 South.
Osterdaby. Well, Forest Green wins us a free kick for not sure what for. There's a player down for Woking. Dorman, I think it might have been the perpetrator, who's also on a yellow. McAllister having a word with him.
I think Marias is down as well for Woking.
So the sub might be subbed here for Woking. It is actually Marias coming off. Effiong to come on. Marias coming on in the first half for the injured Ward. He's down getting some treatment, and this might work in Woking's favour. Just takes a bit of the sting out of the Forest Green attack. 76 minutes gone. Forest Green 1, Woking 1. Cottrell having a big old word with Jamie Robson. Effiong getting treatment. He's going to be going off no matter what. So the physio just need to get him up on well enough to walk off the pitch. Big man Effiong coming on. Forest Green with this free kick. Was it 35 yards out? Bit of an angle, not sure it's totally shootable. And yeah, the fans are fair with that, saying, well, you should have gone the offside to June Wright. He's on the far side we are. He's going a long trek over to the technical area here.
Yep, directive is he's supposed to go off the pitch by the nearest possible exit, isn't it? And that's the far side. Obviously, you'd expect this all to be added on by the referee.
You'd hope so. Certainly would hope so.
Wasn't overly keen on stoppage time in the first half, was he? Just the 1 minute.
No.
Blew up exactly on the 1 minute.
Effiong, bit of a journeyman is Effiong. Now here at Woking, the big 33-year-old coming on. And means he's going up the pitch. No, I thought he was going to be an out option. He's going back to defend. Free kick to Forest Green. It's congested at the edge of the penalty area now. 3 players over the ball for Forest Green. McCann, McAllister and May. Referee blows up. They take it short. Back to McAllister. Might get himself in the shooting position. Does. It's a great shot. It forces the save from Gaskelainen off for a corner. Thought it might be a bit too congested to have a shot outside the penalty area.
Really good option by Forest Green. Everyone was expecting the dink to cross, take it short. McAllister to run. Doesn't have to travel very far. Shoot. And if Jaskelainen's not going to hold it, then there's always opportunities for the rebound.
Forest Green to Cardwell, the near post. Just gets taken off him. McCann gets the ball back. And there's a player down for Woking. Referee blows up. I think it might be for head injury.
Yeah, they've got to blow that up, haven't they? Head injury. Physio waved on very quickly. In fact, the referee was more alert to it than the physio was. And I think the defender's basically just come out for the header at the near post. And he's got there the same time Harry Cardwell has. And I think he's got the ball first. And whether he also got a bit of Cardwell's head second. And
well, not sure it's a free kick or
no,
or,
I don't.
Or
it's just a clash of heads. It's just a clash of heads.
Should be then a drop ball with Forest Green's advantage. What on the edge of the final third? I think it might be Kelly Evans, the player getting treatment. Jamie Andrews coming on for Woking. Time's ticking away, 11 minutes to go. Forest Green 1, Woking 1. Have a quick look at those scores in the National League in the second half.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Barnet 3-0 up at Rochdale. Halifax still winning 2-1 at York. Elsewhere, Aldershot 2, Hartlepool 1, Altrincham 1, Fylde 2, Boston 0, Eastleigh 1, Dagenham 2, Oldham 1, Maidenhead 0, Yeovil 1, Solihull 0, Gateshead 2 I've given you, Sutton 1, Braintree 1, Tamworth 1, Southend 1, and Wealdstone 2, Ebbsfleet 2. They're a little bit behind us. That was a 3:15 kick-off in the end.
Ebbsfleet finding some form. Drop ball to Forest Green. 40 yards out. They're also thinking like a free kick. They're going to play the ball into the box. Referee's still not dropped the ball. Not sure
it's
why.
Better than a free kick because you can travel with it.
Yeah, that's exactly what May does. Now clips it into the box. Can't find a teammate, but can bunk it onto the rebound. He can't. It goes off for a corner. Woking defending with 10 at the moment. Of course, Kenny Evans still off. Is he going to be able to come and defend this corner? He's not. So Forest Green attacking it with 11. Woking down to 10. Referee stops play because there's some pushing and shoving between Innis and Mazianos on the far post there. If Innis can keep Mazianos busy, see what other options you could have with the likes of Cardwell and Garrick on the near post. So Kenny Evans allowed to come on eventually. Working back up to 11. McAllister with the corner. It's busy in the penalty area. Goes looking for Bunker with a header. Can someone get onto the rebound? His players falling over the place. Referee gives a free kick Wokin's way. Not sure what for. It was congested. Both teams were calling for something.
Yeah, I think the ball initially was blocked from, was it Bunker got a header in there, and then the ball landed at the feet of a couple of players, and basically in desperation I think there's been a swing of a leg and
confirmation of the attendance which we gave you at half time, just over 1,700 total attendance, just over 200 of those from Woking. 9 minutes of normal time to go. Movement on the bench, sees Andrews come on for Lewis Walker.
To be placed by number 6, Jamie Andrews.
Just wondering if that's a little bit of shutting up shop from Woking, sort of protect what they've got.
Potentially, yeah.
Or whether or not they'll still go like for like and push for carry on pushing for the win.
Let's see how Andrews goes. Still quite an attacking position. Free kick to Woking, like a goal kick. The keeper taking it in his own half, in his own box. Jaskalainen plays it out to the left-hand side. Cardwell busy as ever, turning on a bit of a press. And Woking respond by an unforced error.
I mean, it's subtle changes by Woking in terms of going maybe a little bit more defensive.
Well, we seem to just lost the line at the moment to Forest Green Rovers. We'll try and get that back to you as soon as possible. But yeah, at the moment, the line has gone down. So whilst that's down, let me let you know what's going on elsewhere in our local football this afternoon here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Cheltenham Town to Newport County, and they are now 3-0 up. 3-0 up. Ethan Archer has added a third for Cheltenham Town. So Cheltenham Town 3-0 up at Newport County. We're on a great run going into this game. But it's the Robins who are going to leave with their first league away win since October, it now seems. That game continues on DAB here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire if you want to continue listening to that game. Meanwhile, Gloucester City still drawing 0-0 at the moment in their game at Poole Town, being frustrated by the 19th side in the table at the moment. Joe Hanks having a disallowed goal on the 62nd minute of that game as well. So they battle on to try and get that opening goal, which could end up being the winner. Bishop's Cleeve 8-0 up at the moment at home to Helston Athletic. Anybody who's gone along to Kate Lane today has certainly got their money's worth, unless of course they're a Helston Athletic fan. Bishop's Cleeve 8-0, a hat-trick for captain Ross Langworthy, who came off, was substituted earlier on in the second half to let some others get out there and do what they can do. James Harding, Jay Malshansky coming off the bench and scoring as well. Ethan Dunbar, Aaron Evans-Harriott and Joe Jeremiah, the other goal scorers for the Miters, who lead 8-0 against Helston Athletic. Into the Premier League then, the latest scores this afternoon. Still AFC Bournemouth 0, Wolves 1. That early goal for Wolves in the first half from Mateus Cunha after Bournemouth had been reduced to 10 men, with Ilya Zabaronye shown a red card in the first half. Still, West Ham United lead 1-0 at Arsenal. Jared Bowen with the goal just before the break for the Hammers. Mars Lewis-Skelly shown a red card for Arsenal as well. Their chance maybe to catch up with Liverpool after their recent slips, slipping away themselves. Arsenal 0, West Ham 1 at the Emirates Stadium, baying for an equaliser and hopefully a winner as they want there. Crystal Palace are 2-0 up at Fulham this afternoon. An Anderson own goal and Daniel Muniz with the goal scorers for Palace. Ipswich 1, Spurs 3 is now the latest score. Ipswich 1, Spurs 3. Spence with the third of the afternoon. And the other game in the Premier League, it's Southampton 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 4 now. Let's take you back to the new lawn for Forest Green Rovers against Woking.
Apologies for those technical issues, not missed too much on the pitch. Still Forest Green 1, Woking 1, with 5 minutes of normal time to go. Cardwell searched for on the end of a long ball, he can't be found. And Woking scramble clear. Gloucester Davey putting a challenge in. Something a bit open this game. McCann can't control the bouncing ball. He leaves it for May in the Woking half. Looks to drive on forward. Needs a bit of support. He's got to do something with it. Looks to find Gloucester Davey. Can't find. He's got this poor ball and blocked by Chickson. Jeskalainen hoofs it upfield. Harry leaves it for Morzak. Hin's ready to come on. Forest Green trying to break down Woking now. Bunker has come off the bench. Back to Innes. To Osadebe on the right hand side. See how Forest Green are lining up now. There's going to be like 2 out and out strikers, isn't it, with Cardwell and Garrick in the middle. McCann turns past his man, plays it to Garrick. He's got space in front of him, finds Robson on the left hand side, supporting the box if he can find them. Harry leaves Robson behind. Harry's first time searching ball, it goes straight off for a goal kick. Actually kept on by Woking, who scrambled clear for a Forest Green throw.
Well, that's a decent outcome for that, because it wasn't the greatest of balls by Harris, but Rovers still managed to get something out of it and keep the pressure on.
Lewis is being replaced by Hinds for Woking. Gets the applause from those Woking fans. Another goal at Bodney Parapel.
Yep, Ethan Archer with Cheltenham's third. They're 3-0 up at Newport. Good day for Michael Flynn. He got a bit of stick from his former club for that one.
Thrown to Forest Green. Osadebe with it. 15 yards up from the corner flag on Forest Green's right. Another sub from Woking. Just disrupts Forest Green's flow. 3 minutes of normal time to go. Osadebe to Garrick. Tries to bring down the ball. He's got the ball by the corner flag. Back to Bunker, puts the ball in, takes a flick and goes off for a Forest Green corner. In front of the south stand.
Well, the shout from Steve Cottrell was get something, and they have. They got a corner. Another opportunity. Chance for Ryan Innes to come up from the back as well, and they've got Bunker and Cardwell in there as well.
Sort to May, back to McAllister, to McCann, into the box, might fancy a shot, clips it to Robson, calls to shoot, he responds, and it goes over the bar for a goal kick.
And actually we expect a little bit better from Jamie Robson than that, don't we? And that's a compliment to him, because his eye for goal's been pretty good of late. The good sign, the other day when he scored, a fortnight ago in fact, he scored the late winner. He's had an earlier chance and fluffed it, and then popped up to score a 90th minute winner. We'd settle for that in this game, wouldn't we?
Not no scoring outside the box where that shot came in, but just testing the keeper. That's where the chance this goal came from Forest Green. Woking to go forward, and it stretches forward to intercept the ball, and Harris gets the ball back to McCann. Is being pressed. Looks to turn past the man, wins themselves a free kick. Woking don't retreat. McCann taps it to Innes. 90 seconds of normal time to go. There should be at least 4 or 5, I'd imagine.
Yeah, there's been a couple of stoppages for injuries. There's been plenty of substitutions, hasn't there? So
2 goals as well.
Yep, celebrations.
Forest Green 1, Woking 1. McAllister giving away a bit of a cheap free kick there, taking down Akinolo in the Woking half. The fourth official is going to be busy making a sub before the 90's up though.
Yep, Woking about to make their 5th and final substitution.
Yeah,
the player hasn't got his shirt on yet, so the game will carry on as Billy Hunt takes a swig. You suitably refreshed again?
Of water. Not yet.
I think he doth protest too much there.
Coley's coming on for Woking when the subs are allowed to happen. Referee's going to get this free kick taken first. Played long. And this allows the ball to bounce. Can it be kept on by Woking? It can, at the expense of a throw-in, but Beautyman did well to just keep the ball on. And it's a throw-in deep in Forest Green's half. Kelly Evans coming off. He took a bit of a knock earlier, Kelly Evans. Gives the applause to Woking fans. Gorman comes over for a chat with his manager.
And to get some boos from the main stand. He came running across. Kelly Evans less enthusiastic with the covering the ground.
Fourth official's got his board ready. The last 10 seconds of normal time. It's showing, I think it could be 5, maybe a 6. We'll find out in 3 seconds. And he indicates a 6 minutes. It's probably about right. Forest Green drawing. What a piece of Woking. 6 minutes of injury time to go. Only 3 on Tuesday night. Cardwell gives away a throw into the Forest Green half. Yellow card for Charlie McCann, who's chops it away at the referee. Woking take the throw-in quickly behind them. Referees, like saying the free kick, the throw-in can't be taken because he's still having a word with McCann. He's got to be careful not to get another yellow.
Yep, and the referee's time wasting.
Well, yes, taking
so
a referee
we can add this on as well, hopefully, referee.
Eventually writes down the number 8 for McCann.
Which, of course, does take a long time to write it down. It's a complicated number 8, isn't it? 2
circles on top of each other. So we had a minute, they added 6 already. Throw into Woking. Taken down the line. Osadebe defending, tries to clear further upfield. It's a throw in Forest Green's way. They're taking it across goal to Harries. It's bouncing. He's doing something with it. He's being pressed. He takes a touch away from his whole teammate. Finds McCann. Plays it up to McAllister. Runs into Akinola, and Woking get the ball back. Clip to Hinge on the right hand side. He's got space. Woking looking to finish brightly through Hinge. McAllister wins the ball back, but Gorman plays it forward. Effiong, let's put the ball into the box, wins off a corner. Woking finishing brightly here. Fourth official rolls the ball out.
Decent bit of defending as well by Jamie Robson. In that situation, he had to give away the corner. Gorman, this is outrageous. He's had the ball rolled to him by the fourth official, and he's then chipped it up and he's walked back towards the technical area. And elsewhere, we understand Bishop's Cleeve are now 9-0 up at home to Helston, Southern League Division 1 South. Goals a go-go there.
What can Gorman do with this corner? Can Woking cause heartbreak for Forest Green? Break their unbeaten home record. Gorman with the corner towards the far post, heads go off. It goes off Bunker last, I think. No, it doesn't. It goes off the Woking player.
Yeah, I think Effiong got the last touch. Interestingly, Woking had someone just blocking off Mrozek and then everyone else bombing in from the penalty spot.
Forest Green want the goal kick taken quickly. 3.5 minutes of injury time to go. Harris goes long for Cardwell. Got 3 players on him and gives away a free kick. A little shove in the back. Referee's been a bit whistle happy here. And Gorman with the set piece. And Forest Green haven't had a chance in this injury time yet. It's all been Woking. We've had midway through that, and it's 6 already.
Yeah, it's absolutely flown by. 40 seconds of that was the referee booking Charlie McCann and then stopping the game. And
Gorman plays the free kick on the floor, caught the Forest Green defence off guard, finds Hint at the edge of the box, takes a touch, going to get a shot away. It's Innes with a block, off for a throw-in. No, corner, another one for Woking. They're finishing brightly here. Throw-in. Oh, it is a throw-in. It is a throw-in.
So Woking feigned not to have seen that it was a throw-in, and actually it wasn't the clearest of decisions by the official. Now we're going to have 2 balls on the pitch.
Gorman in no rush to throw the ball off. Thrown to Woking. Another minute drifted away. It's all Woking in it during injury time. Looking for Effiong. Thrown, something taken. Finds to Gorman, back to Hinz. by the corner flag, goes past one man, goes off for a goal kick. And Forest Green might have one last chance. Hint's going to get a yellow card, they're kicking the ball away.
Well, that's come about 50 minutes too late.
Robson wins man of the match. Forest Green with a goal kick, 2 minutes of time to go. Morzak takes it long, looking for Robson. Melted bounce over and Garrett keeps the ball on, looking for Cardwell, who gets the ball back, goes off for a Woking throw. Fair play to Woking for keeping Forest Green at bay during this 6 minutes of time added on.
Yeah, and they've competed as well against Forest Green, haven't they? They've competed all game. They've not just sat back and tried to low block all match.
The ball gets played back to the keeper. There's a player down, Mazonis, who's holding his head. The referee blows up. You can hear the boos around us. Hopefully the referee will add the time on for us. Oh, he's going to be okay, Mazonis. Not a surprise, but no need for the physio.
Well, he's dragged up by his own teammate.
And what's the referee? How's the referee going to restart it? With a drop ball to Woking. There's Cardwell's half going to challenge. It should be uncontested, but Cardwell's going to make sure the keeper of the gas line's not going to take too long with it. Referee still hasn't restarted it. Eventually he does. Oh, he falls to the floor, does Jaskalainen. What you see keepers do in the last seconds. Cottrell frustrated. Forest Green drawing one apiece. 30 seconds of injury time to go. You'd imagine there should be an extra minute or so with it because of the referee blowing his whistle and a bit of a chat and the yellow card, and Hinds might kick the ball away again. He's on one yellow card for doing that. He might get sent off here, Hinds. He is, he's going to get his second yellow, the sub, for kicking the ball away. And Woking are down to 10. Silly from the substitute Hinds. Can it be enough? We've had the 6 minutes of injury time. Sean has got to be at least another 90 seconds to play. Well, Woking down to 10.
Hinds has volleyed that ball over the top of the refreshment stand in the corner. He's only come on in the 87th minute, and already he's been shown a red card.
It's not only a straight red, 2 yellows.
Yeah, 2 yellows. So it's
he's been called a moron. I think it's a bit silly. He needs to go into the changing rooms.
Yeah, fourth official pointed out he's got to go. He can't just sit on the dugout, which he's actually got to walk round to the side and have the walk of disgrace.
Forest Green have got one. We've had 7 minutes of the time ended on. We've got this free kick now. Forest Green go long. Looking for Innes. Heads it towards Cardwell and it goes wide of the goal. Jordan Garrick could have been the hero there, but it just goes wide. A bit of afterwards with Garrick.
Well, Garrick got the final touch. It went past the post, and then 2 Woking defenders have gone into the back of Jordan Garrick afterwards while he was lying down on the pitch, and one of them has just carried on in his ear all the way back to his defending position, all of which just allows Jaskalainen not to have to line up the goal kick.
So we had 7 minutes added 6. It might be a chance of one last play, but Forest in truth, that probably was their chance of injury time.
Referee Elliot Swallows checked his watch as well.
No, he's allowing one more play, but Woking have it through Effiong. Robson whacks it forward, looking for Cardwell McAllister. The keeper comes onto it, dives into the floor. And you can see Cottrell looking a bit disappointed there. I think he knows that could be it. We've had almost 8 minutes added 6, and I think that could be it. Forest might be forced to settle for another draw. And York, last we heard, were losing, and the referee does blow full time. There is a draw. The Woking fans are jubilant with that. Boos go around the new lawn. Forest Green forced to settle for a point, and they went behind thanks to the corner routine from Woking. Beautyman just bundling the ball over, and Forest Green couldn't see it as it dribbled over the line. So the referee given it, and then Forest Green only a few minutes later, it was 3 minutes later, and Jordan Garrick tapped home from the McAllister shot where the keeper saved well, but Garrick was there to tap home. Chance after that, not too many of Forest Green looking to drive on forward. Cardwell coming in. Garrick was exciting as ever, but in the last 6 minutes of added time, Woking did well to manage the game, and we said the bizarre incidents where Hinds got 2 yellow cards for kicking the ball away. And Paul, the Forest Green home fans will be frustrated because again that win, last win, seems a while away now.
It does. It's a spicy game. Forest Green struggled to get the breakthrough, except when they went behind, and Jordan Garrick coming on, I think, made a big difference in the second half as a substitute. And Steve Cottrell's been looking for someone to be a little bit undroppable in those central areas. Well, he hasn't got it in the central area today, but he might have got it in one of the wide positions, because Jordan Garrick knows how to find goals. That's his 8th league goal for the club, and his first since coming back into the team.
Stay with us on Steve Kitchen's Match Day. We'll try and get reactions from Steve Cottrell as soon as possible. Thank you for joining us here. The full time here at the New Lawn as Forest Green Rovers 1, Woking 1.
Steve Kitchen.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
So those the full-time whistles in your commentary matches this afternoon here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. If you've been with us on DAB, you've listened to a handsome 3-0 win for Cheltenham Town at Newport County, a much-needed away win and a double away win as well. That's doing the double over Newport County for the Robins. We'll get reaction to that result between now and 6 o'clock, as we will for Forest Green Rovers 1-1 draw at home to Woking, coming from behind, with the goals coming in the 69th and 72nd minute. Jordan Garrick with that equaliser for Forest Green Rovers. Elsewhere this afternoon, they're playing time added on at the moment at Poole Town, where Poole Town have been frustrating Gloucester City, and in fact Gloucester City have just taken the lead in the 94th minute, 5 minutes being added on, and it looks as though they have snatched a winner with just seconds remaining on the clock there. Poole Town 0, Gloucester City 1 is the latest scoreline coming from that game in the Southern League Premier South. Plenty of goals for Bishop's Cleeve this afternoon, 9 of them, that 9-0 win for Bishop's Cleeve. We'll reflect on it all between now and 6 o'clock here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Love to hear your views as well. Get involved on the text lines. Text the word Gloss and your message to 81333.
Match Day.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
The headlines this afternoon on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Cheltenham Town do the double over Newport County for the first time in their Football League history, with a Newport-born manager, Michael Flynn, celebrating at full-time.
Still out of position, needs to get back, but Cheltenham win it back with Young. Young's ball to Hay, wide to Williams. Williams' ball into penalty. That's not a bad delivery, and it's headed in at the back post. And Cheltenham have scored. It's Matty Taylor again. The cross, and Taylor coming into it at the back post for his 6th goal of the season. Unchallenged. Newport 0, Cheltenham 1. Williams goes for goal, and he scored. Newport weren't able to clear it properly. The goalkeeper came out of his goal. He got away with it, you thought for a moment, but Williams has now just lobbed it back over the top of his head. One bounce into the back of the net. It's Ethan Williams' first goal for Cheltenham, and it's Newport 0, Cheltenham Town 2. Twisty and turning, makes room for the shot, and that's a brilliant goal by Ethan Archer. It's his first goal since a goal at Doncaster before Christmas, and that surely settles things for Cheltenham. Archer's shot from the edge of the penalty area into the bottom left-hand corner. It's a cue for Newport fans to get up and go. It's surely 3 points for Cheltenham. Newport County 0, Cheltenham Town 3.
The away win that they've been craving, Cheltenham Town move up to 11th in the table with 3 points at Rodney Parade. In the National League, Forest Green Rovers have to settle for a point, drawing 1-1 against Woking.
Get the big uns away from the goalie, Steve Cottrell's instructions. It's not really a 6-yard box, it's about a 3-yard box played in towards the far post, and it goes over everyone. He's a tapping from Woking, and it's there, surely. The goal's been given to Woking, and it's congested, but corner works. It's scrambled over the line. Moorsack couldn't keep the ball out. The linesman gave it, and after 68 minutes, Woking lead by a goal to 0. It's pulled to the floor in front of the referee. The free kick falls to McAllister. It's a powerful shot, and it's also safe. Garrett with the rebound, going the goal! Forest Green respond. The shot came in from McAllister. The save from the Ascalide only fell to Garrick, who's been such an impasse since coming on the bench, and slots home from 2 yards out. Forest Green draw level.
And that's the way it finishes at the New Lawn. Forest Green Rovers 1, Woking 1. You can have your say, Rovers